Alabama awards $148 million in CPF funds. Broadband awards from the California Public Utilities Commission. Industry support for NTIA's Build America, Buy America waiver. EchoStar posts a $2 billion loss. And a broadband coalition asks for RDOF amnesty. Those stories and more on This Week in the Broadband Universe. Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm Craig Corbin. Alabama Governor Kay Ivey this week announced broadband awards of nearly $150 million targeting last-mile networks. The awards will come from the state's share of capital projects funds and will help build projects in 48 Alabama counties. Among the providers receiving awards, Mediacom with 8 grants for nearly $23 million, Central Alabama Electric Cooperative, 7 grants for $21.94 million, WOW via its Knology subsidiary, $2.39 million, and Brightspeed via its Connect Holding subsidiary, $388,000. The total of $148.2 million in last-mile CPF awards comes on the heels of $188 million in middle-mile funding announced by Governor Ivey in early February. 3 rural broadband projects in the Golden State will receive a total of $7 million. That announcement from the California Public Utilities Commission this week. Funding will come via the California Advanced Service Fund Broadband Infrastructure Grant Account. The largest grant of $5.65 million will go to Cruzio Media for their Equal Access Summits to the Sea project. A middle mile and last mile network will bring high-speed broadband to unserved households in Monterey, San Mateo, Santa Clara, and Santa Cruz counties. Also receiving grants, QuickBits Internet for a fixed wireless access network in portions of Los Angeles, Orange, Riverside, and San Diego counties, along with Anza Electric Cooperative for a fiber-to-the-home project to serve San Jacinto mountain communities. The Q4 loss of 314,000 pay TV subs by Dish Network resulted in EchoStar posting a $2 billion loss, or $7.48 a share. Subscribers to Sling TV, the company's virtual multi-channel video programming distributor, dropped from 2.12 million to 2.06 million, with pay TV revenue falling 12% from a year ago. The continued decline in performance has some financial observers questioning the long-term viability of EchoStar. Industry response to the recent NTIA waiver on Build America, Buy America rules for the Broadband Equity Access and Deployment Program have been positive. Last week, NTIA published the final waiver, which still requires 90% of BEAD products to be manufactured domestically. Statements from the Telecom Industry Association, Fiber Broadband Association, and U.S. Telecom all indicating approval of the waiver. A number of manufacturers have already confirmed plans for compliant products: Nokia, Adtran, Calix, Ciena, OFS, and Vecima. The Department of Commerce issued a limited waiver for non-optic glass inputs on fiber and construction materials, but did not grant additional waivers for optical fiber and fiber optic cable. A coalition of broadband industry groups, ISPs, community leaders, and nonprofits asking the FCC for RDOF amnesty in order to make locations eligible for BEAD funding. The move comes in light of concern over providers defaulting on RDOF awards and CAF2 awards. BEAD stipulations deem locations previously awarded federal funding to be ineligible for BEAD funding. Coalition requesting a limited time amnesty period for RDOF winners to relinquish their awards without excessive penalties. A petition was filed with the FCC last fall requesting emergency relief due to higher construction costs. And speaking of the FCC, a tentative agenda out for the Commission's March 14th meeting on the docket: all-in cable and satellite TV pricing, redefining high-speed internet to match market realities, and a more efficient and widespread dissemination of emergency alerts for incidents involving missing and endangered persons. That's an issue particularly prevalent in tribal communities. Frontier Communications announced fourth quarter numbers that are welcome news. The company added a record 318,000 fiber subs during 2023, and for the first time in 10 years, achieved full-year EBITDA growth. During Q4, Frontier added more than 333,000 fiber passings, pushing its total fiber footprint to 6.5 million locations. Frontier began 2024 with roughly 2 million fiber subscribers. A white paper of note published this week by the Fiber Broadband Association's Trusted Fiber Working Group with suggestions for higher levels of performance beyond global standards and guidelines fiber purchasers should consider to ensure that their fiber they're procuring is trusted. Among the critical categories covered in the report, national security, corporate governance, fiber quality, reliability, and long-term performance. The white paper, entitled Measures to Define and Deploy Trusted Fiber, will be presented during a webinar on March 7th, 11 a.m. Eastern. You can find registration information on the FBA's website. And finally, sometimes a problem does require assistance from a rocket scientist. Such was the case with DirecTV's nationwide satellite TV outage on Tuesday. According to the company, a, quote, space event caused the outage. A group of engineers and, yes, rocket scientists repositioned the wayward satellite. Service to all DirecTV channels was successfully restored. Areas most affected by the outage: New York City, Los Angeles, Chicago, Indianapolis, Cincinnati, Las Vegas, and Miami. Thank goodness for rocket scientists. And thanks for watching. We'll see you next time on This Week in the Broadband Universe.